Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, Buff Bay records a second murder for 2025 as the Portland murders climb to 6. The town of Buff Bay, which recorded the first murder in Portland for 2025 on January 31, recorded its second on Monday, March 31, bringing the parish's murder total to 6 so far this year. The news understands that a man who was recently released from lockup was walking along Russell Avenue in the vicinity of Buff Bay Primary when he was gunned down around 8 o'clock. He was reportedly shot in his upper body from a moving vehicle. The last 4 murders in the parish also involved the use of a gun. Meanwhile, over the weekend, police conducted a gun and a cash raid at a petrol station in the community. Suspect fatally shot by police on Cassia Park Road. A man was fatally shot during an alleged confrontation with the police in the Cassia Park community of St. Andrew Tuesday morning. He has not yet been identified. According to the news sources, at about 4:45 a.m., lawmen assigned to the St. Andrew Central Police and the Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team conducted a targeted operation at a premises in the Cassia Park area. It is alleged that during a search of the premises, the suspect attempted to escape in a Toyota motor car, which was intercepted, and during a gun battle, the suspect was shot and killed. A firearm was reportedly recovered. Manchester motorcyclist injured in crash has died. A motorcyclist who was injured in a crash in Manchester on Sunday has passed away. He is 26-year-old Tyler Brandon Thompson of Inverness district in the parish, who died on Monday. Reports are that about 3:20 a.m. on March 30, Thompson was riding a 2018 Jagan motorbike along Sunset Boulevard in Newport when, upon reaching a section of the roadway, he reportedly failed to negotiate a corner and fell from the motorcycle. He sustained severe injuries and was assisted to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where he was admitted. He succumbed last night. An investigation is being undertaken by the Mandeville Traffic Department. Manchester car dealer charged for 2024 murder of John Wick at his gate. Manchester car dealer Sandre Swaby, otherwise called the Buddha, was on Monday charged for the May 2024 shooting death of a man at his gate in Lanchester district. Swaby, who is from Bethel Isle in Newport district, is charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Killed was a 30-year-old Leandrew Clark, otherwise called Leo or John Wick, of Lanchester district on Wednesday, May 29, 2024. Reports from the Mandeville police are that at 9:30 a.m., Clark was sitting at his gate when he was pounced upon by men in a motor vehicle. According to the police, Swaby exited the vehicle and opened a gunfire in the direction of Clark, hitting him in the upper body. The men then fled. Clark was assisted to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police were alerted, and the scene was visited and processed. Further investigation led to the apprehension of Swaby on Wednesday, March 26. He was subsequently charged on Monday, March 31, following an identification parade and a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Dismembered body found near Gully along Chesterfield Drive in St. Andrew. The St. Andrew South police are working to identify a human torso found near a gully along Chesterfield Drive last night. Reports are that about 9:30 p.m., passers-by discovered the remains and alerted the police. Upon their arrival, cops found the body missing its head, legs, and arms. The scene was processed and the body was removed. The Hunts Bay Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating the matter. 12-year-old Spanish Town boy charged for stealing money and electronic devices from house. A 12-year-old Spanish Town St. Catherine boy has been charged for breaking into a man's house and stealing money and several items and for setting a fire. He is charged with housebreaking, larceny, and malicious destruction of property. Reports from the Spanish Town Police are that between Wednesday, March 26 and Monday, March 31, the man securely locked up his house and left. A few days later, he received information that his house was broken into. When he returned home, he discovered that items were stolen to include $150,000, a cell phone, tablet computers, a microwave, and a PlayStation game console. According to the police, some items were burnt at his doorway. The man was caught and handed over to the police. He was taken into custody where he was formally charged. He is to appear in the St. Catherine Children's Court on Thursday, April 3. High-powered rifle seized as the cops cut down gunman in St. James. A man was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation with the members of a joint police-military team in Cambridge, St. James, early Tuesday morning. The identity of the deceased has not yet been confirmed. However, law enforcement officials reported that a high-powered rifle was seized during the operation. According to preliminary reports, around 3:30 a.m., members of the security forces were conducting an operation at a premises in Cambridge in search of a wanted man when the fatal shooting occurred. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the incident. INDECOM is also investigating a separate fatal shooting that occurred in Cassia Park, St. Andrew on Tuesday. In that incident, a man was killed during an alleged gun battle with the police. A mother pleads for help on behalf of autistic son. A St. Thomas mother is appealing for assistance for her autistic son, a teenager who she says is in considerable pain and urgently needs to undergo a dental procedure. Tanya Thompson has made several social media posts pleading for dental assistance for her 16-year-old autistic son. Ms. Thompson says for nearly a year, she has been making attempts to have her son Daniel Smart undergo an extraction without success. She was referred to public facilities for treatment because the case was considered high risk. At Kingston Public Hospital, she was told that it was not possible to carry out the procedure because all the operating theaters there were out of service, and they say if I am going to wait, it's 1 to 2 to 3 years for the waiting. She was then referred to the University Hospital of the West Indies, but was told that the procedure is not done there and that she should instead take her son to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, only to be denied a service there because of his age, because he's not 12 anymore. After finding a private medical facility that could perform the procedure, the mother was told that the bill would be more than $400,000, but according to her, the Ministry of Health and Wellness declined her request for a compassionate grant to pursue that option. She said the explanation she was given was that her case was not serious enough to warrant a consideration for the grant. Ms. Thompson, who is unemployed and without access to personal transportation, lives with her sister in Cedar Valley, St. Thomas. She told the news that commuting between St. Thomas and the Kingston daily would cost her up to $30,000 per trip on private transportation, and with her son becoming aggressive around the strangers, at times commuting via public transportation is difficult and unsafe. She is now appealing for assistance to help cover the cost of the dental procedure as her son is in considerable pain. In a recent update, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said the 4 main operating theaters at the Kingston Public Hospital remain shuttered. Hundreds of surgeries have been relocated from KPH to other facilities across the corporate area following the closure of its 4 main operating theaters due to a malfunctioning air conditioning system. The AC system has since been repaired, but the hospital administration says the presence of mold in the theaters is one factor delaying their reopening. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.